this can still be undermined by ill-considered action around defence and foreign policy. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not yet a conclusion.
Of course, we still have Chinese restrictions on exports of Australian beef, cotton, and seafood. What do you think would it take to normalize trade relations between these two countries?
Well, I think we have to recognise that some of these restrictions are for different purposes. Now, with beef, for instance, some of the suppliers who have been sanctioned have not complied with China customs import regulations around the labelling of the product. That's an administrative issue, and certainly diplomacy allows those administrative issues to be addressed more easily. In other areas, it will be a continuation of diplomacy and the quiet discussions that will normalise relations. That's what characterises the important change in the relationship between Australia and China at the moment.
Right. Professor Wang Peng, whether Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will visit China in 2023 remains uncertain, but the odds look favourable. For example, Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong has confirmed that Canberra, quote-unquote, would look to make sure that a visit can occur. What do both sides seek to achieve there, and what factors might derail a visit?
The most fundamental goal that both China and Australia, in my view, should seek to achieve that is probably to explore, build, practice, and maintain a long-term mechanism which can separate mutual beneficial bilateral ties, including the trade, the mutual investment, and so on. Separate this from the China-Australia, the disputes in political ideology, political institution, and their attitude toward some key issues such as human rights and so on. This first, separate this, and secondly, this mechanism, it has to separate or immune the China-Australia bilateral ties from the intervention or the control, the shadow from the third party. I think this is the most critically important thing for China and Australia for their possible visit.
Darrell, how do you think the Biden administration might react to a notable improvement of relations between China and Australia?
Look, the Biden administration and its military agents want Australia as a garrison base for any future action that they decide to take against China. The US is the most significant agency of foreign influence on the formulation of Australian government policy, particularly in the military and security areas. And history has shown that the US will do what it believes is necessary to keep Australia in step with US foreign policy. Are they happy with the way Australia-China relationship is developing at the moment? They're not too concerned because an improvement is marginal, but they will become very concerned if it's seen that there's an impact on the US perception of what should apply in a military and security area. Trade is a safe area at this point in time.
Edgar, how do you look at the three-way dynamics between China, Australia, and America? China has long been Australia's major destination of export. Think about mineral resources, iron ore back in the day, and also the destination for Australian beef and wines. But the Australians and Americans, they're staunch allies. Their soldiers fought and died together ever since the Second World War. What do you make of the new trends in China, Australia, U.S. relations?
When you think about the executive order coming up, for example, you can think that initially it's going to stay in the States. But you can see that other countries, including Australia, will eventually might follow these instructions also of members of the administration to follow up on these purposes. Obviously, if we talk about barley, if we talk about wine, I don't think the U.S. will have any inclination, positive or negative inclination against or for that. But however, if we talk about technology such as AI or quantum computing, obviously the U.S. will want to make sure that there are no loopholes in terms of the executive administration orders. And that's something that eventually will require them to talk to their partners, including the UK, including Australia. So if there's any potential of companies in these countries also exporting or potentially doing business in China in these areas, I'm sure also...
Smart 24 Driving Business. Smart 24, Driving Business.
Blue magic is my joy. Ono blue magic wange. Ayo, talaba kumabala atukuza nonyirirawo kirako enyange tayisa bubi faburiki kyonna kyekiri kigwa lwa blue magic is my choice. Ono blue magic ye wange. And the blue magic is my choice. Hey, ono blue magic ye wange.
Say goodbye to paperwork and travel costs. Now every MTN customer can register to invest in securities anytime and anywhere with Zabu in a few simple steps. Step 1. Dial *292#. Step 2. Select option 1. Register with Zabu. Step 3. Enter your full names. Step 4. Enter your national identification number. Step 5. Enter your national identification card number. In 24 hours, you will receive an SMS confirming your registration. Congratulations, you are now ready to invest.
In a world where trade drives economic growth and development, Africa is now embracing a new era of intracontinental trade through the African Continental Free Trade Area to unleash its immense potential. Witness the spirit of entrepreneurship as African businesses forge a way into partnership and venture beyond their borders in a single African market. Discover the innovative solutions being initiated and created to address challenges and seize opportunities in sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and technological advancements. We expand our lens to showcase the efforts and success of economic integration across the entire African continent, from West Africa to East Africa, North Africa to Southern Africa, Central Africa, and even the diaspora, as the tapestry of unity grows stronger with each story we tell. African perspective, driving business and trade across Africa. Don't miss the African Perspective on Smart 24 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 6 p.m. East African Standard Time as we drive business and trade across Africa. Download the Smart Digital app on Play Store and enjoy your favorite TV shows, documentaries, and radio in your palm on the go.
The Apple Watch has been a huge success for the company, pretty much trying up the wearables sector at the first attempt. With 2023 well underway, we are looking forward to seeing what Apple will do with the next generation of its digital timepiece. So here's all the news, rumors we have discovered about the Apple Watch Series 9, as well as our expectations for the new device. It seems highly unlikely that Apple will change the cadence this year, so we expect the Apple Watch Series 9 to launch at an Apple event in September 2023. The two loudest voices among Apple Watches, Mark Gurman of Bloomberg and analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, both say Apple is planning to release a second-gen Apple Watch Ultra in the fall. One thing we know for sure about the Apple Watch Series 9 is that it will ship the Watch OS 10. This means you can expect a few new watches, possibly a couple that are exclusive to the new model and a new feature or two. We expect that Watch OS 10 will be available for download around September 8th. It will be available to install on Apple Watch Series 4 and the newest. The Apple Watch Series 9 isn't expected
Smart 24, driving business.
Hi there, a very good morning and welcome to Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barigi, and definitely it's yet quite another morning that is to be running your business. I'm also here with Masi Katsime jointly as we're going to be driving you through all with quite lots of very interesting discussions. Well, it's a morning and definitely we gotta get back to work. And yeah, very early, very early, because majority of the people you actually look up to, that made it by 5:30, they're already out there. Masi, good morning. How are you?
Well, good morning, Andrew. Good morning, everyone. It's a Tuesday. We are fresh into the week. Hope you're ready for work. Okay, you're already prepared enough. You're already on your way.
Absolutely.
You're already on your way, actually, because now.
Yeah, you must be by your way by now.
So definitely. But of course, as you are preparing, if you're home, you're still preparing. Of course, the one TV to watch is Smart 24 TV, and of course, Smart Means Business, because we have a lot in store for you. We have business, we have information. So if I were you, I would actually stick around for a few minutes or go to my YouTube and of course continue with this conversation as we kickstart your day. And of course, my name is Masi Katsime. Me and Andrea are going to be taking you until 9:55 a.m.
All right, and now of course with those discussions which are going to be coming up, all this is largely powered by the Markets on the Zabo platform, which are back today. Of course, for you to be a part of that, it's quite very simple. Just dial *292#, which is the USSD code to avail with options to buy bonds and securities for just 15,000 Ghana shillings. Now, as I speak, the markets are going to be opening at exactly 8:15 a.m. Running all the way to 3:15 p.m. West African time, effective Monday up to Friday, apart from the weekends and the public holidays when these markets cannot be accessed. But of course, despite that, you have all the rest of the other days to make money for yourself. Zabo made this a reality for you. Remember, on top of *292#, you need to register with your national identification number and also your card number at the same time for you to proceed efficiently. That's why this is quite a great opportunity which is being availed by Zabo, which simply says my money, my future. And Double Tax East Africa tells you do something new. Well, at this point in time, as we get into our morning call discussion, well, the ultimate aspect here is that, did you know that actually about over 3 billion Ugandan shillings is generated from cargo at Entebbe International Airport, at Entebbe Airport, as we take a look at the report? Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, that's some amount of money. That means people are actually...
there is quite lots of movement.
There's quite lots of
massive people.
Yeah, many people.
Yeah.
Actually, many people actually prefer getting their things out. That is why maybe there is a lot of cargo coming in, and people are doing businesses.
Exactly.
Even the smallest kind of businesses, even if it's jewelry, they prefer getting it out So definitely the cargo that comes in is generating us some money.
Some good money.
Some good money. So
okay.
That is it. It's good progress. Okay, the fact that maybe the airport wasn't doing well for the